Welcome into DC On Screen, episode 277. We're going to get super spoilery on Legends of Tomorrow 207, Invasion! This is part 3 of the...
Surprise!
Invasion crossover, heroes versus aliens, the whole thing. To recap, well, by the way, I'm your host, David C. Robertson. This is Jason Goss.
Hello.
To recap, the whole team shows up to fight some aliens, except Supergirl, who Oliver tries to sideline to regain some normalcy. It's okay though, because she shows up anyway when they fight a ton of aliens. The Legends travel back in time to kidnap and interrogate a Dominator. Mick, Nate, and Maya manage to get captured, along with the alien, who tells them he's here to determine if they are a threat. Cisco and Felicity show up to save the crew. Cisco also insists they save the Dominator from painful government interrogation. It's a nice gesture, but all it gets them is a chance to surrender Barry in exchange for the lives of every meta on the planet. Turns out the Dominators had a truce with Earth's government to stay away, but when Barry broke time, the truce went with it. Barry is willing to comply to assuage his guilt over Flashpoint and to save all of his fellow metas, but the team won't let him. Stein and his newfound daughter come up with a nifty gadget that will disable the Dominators if someone can get it on their bodies. The rest of the heroes hold off the aliens while Flash and Supergirl slap on some incapacitating nanotech. Also, Firestorm turns their giant meta-killing bomb into a giant water drop. Afterwards, the team gets some high praise from the new president. Cisco gives Supergirl a device that can transport her to and from Earth-38 when needed, and Barry and Oliver have a much-deserved drink where they discuss the fullness and strangeness of life. Roland Smoker tells us he thought Legends was amazing. Arrow asking Supergirl to stay behind was annoying. It felt like they couldn't afford to use Supergirl in another scene, maybe due to limits on Melissa Benoist's time, and had to come up with a weak excuse to remove her. Or maybe they did it for plot reasons. I did like the idea of going back in time to the Dominators' first invasion, getting kidnapped by the government, and the battle sequence at the end was pretty good, although I wasn't sure why it took place on a roof. All in all, I love the crossover event. I thought they did a great job with mixing all the characters together. I look forward to the next crossover event. What do you think happens years from now when someone finds Arrow or Flash on Netflix and watches through without jumping around to other shows? Will it even be clear to them where they need to go in order to piece the story together? I only ask because an older lady I worked with recently told me she watched through all of Flash on Netflix but hadn't touched Arrow. He also sends us a link to the Invasion Wikipedia page that tells you how to watch them. Mm-hmm. I think... Well, okay, I don't know about Netflix, but on Amazon Prime, they actually just play you all episodes of the crossover. That's what they did last year.
Yeah. I do hate it for people if it's one of those shows that, like, 20 years from now the shows have ended and, you go back and find a show that you didn't know about at the time and go binge it. It's going to really suck if, like, Flash is available but Legends isn't or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So get in while you can, guys. A lot of great Mick lines this episode.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Who'd have thunk it? In a Legends episode, Mick was great. I don't like guys with badges. Great. Saved by geeks. Which I think was like a personal defeat for him. And my favorite at the very end, hey Skirt, call me.
Yeah. My least favorite line was also a Mick. This is the first talking with an alien. You just talked to Kara. Did you guys forget?
I would have liked the line a lot more if he had said, this is the first talking to an alien that actually looks like an alien.
Yeah.
Then I would have bought it happily.
My
least favorite storyline was definitely the Victor stuff.
Victor?
Yeah, the stuff with Victor and his daughter. I couldn't get...
Oh, you're talking about Martin.
Martin, I'm sorry.
Victor Garber. That's his real name. That's why you're doing that. Okay.
I meant to say Martin. At least I misstepped into his actual name. But yeah, I just couldn't get emotionally attached to it. Like, it was a neat thing, but I just couldn't get into it too much. Like, I just didn't care about her as much as I think I was supposed to.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Nothing against her. Thought she was a fine actress. I just didn't care about the story as much. Because I kind of knew he was never... I mean, yeah, he was playing all cold like he's going to retract the timeline. Like, she's not a real person. Yeah, you were never going to kill her.
Yeah.
Or undo her or whatever.
Here's what bugged me, and this is like one of those little continuity errors that like the Heatwave thing. I think it was in the episode of Flash. Stein is talking to Caitlin, and he says, "When your friend Barry did this and this," and I'm like, "Oh, wait, he's your friend? He's not your friend? Martin, you were pretty tight with him when you were on the Flash,
Right.
And then, like, when he's talking to his daughter here in this episode, he's like, "My friend Barry." I'm like, "Oh, now he's your friend." What the hell?
I imagine it's maybe it's like, when the dog's done something bad, and you're like, "Look what your dog did," and then when he's cute, he's like, "Oh, my little puppy," Maybe it's something as simple as that.
It seems in line, but it seemed even more. Like one of the crossovers we had, I think it was just a Flash and Arrow crossover a couple years ago, where they mentioned Speedy and in reference to the Flash, and Arrow goes, "Oh no, Roy's over there," and it's like, yuck, yuck, yuck. Oh wait, that was written by a Flash writer who didn't realize that Speedy in this universe is Thea and was never Roy.
Yeah, I know. There'll always be little things like that. But altogether, this is the part where I get to say that, like, as a crossover, this thing worked fantastically. Like, Flash was a Flash episode, Arrow was an Arrow episode, and Legends was, like, this is the best episode of Legends I've ever seen. Easily the best. And something I kind of like, I had a note in my Flash notes where I'm like, oh, cool, got to see the test footage. And then we got to Arrow, I was like, okay, so I mean, we've seen that. And by the end, we get to Legends, I'm like, dude, you're really using that test footage, aren't you? Like, you remember the vintage footage?
Oh, it looked expensive.
I mean, it looked like they put some time into it, but yeah, they managed to stretch that thing for all it was worth.
Last week on the news episode, I said I better have that footage on a Blu-ray. No need.
No, you've had plenty of time with it, right?
They've played it enough. Loved Mick's "You Look Like a Star-Spangled Idiot."
Yeah, that was good.
Cisco's "This Ship Is Everything."
Yeah. Oh, Cisco's "You're going to use Princess Bride against me." Against me?
Yeah.
But even better,
yes.
Even better at the very end when Firestorm transmogrifies the whole thing. Like Cisco's still just.
Oh wait,
what?
I'm looking at my notes. It was It was Legends of Tomorrow. He says, "Unlike your friend Barry, I have the luxury of fixing my mistakes."
Oh, and
yeah.
then later it's like,
that was in Barry. One episode. Yeah. Okay. It was this. It was here.
I'll save you with another Cisco line. All right, so they're transmogrifying the thing, and Cisco's all scared, and they're just kind of waiting to see if he can do it, and he does it. And then Cisco's lines are, "They did it! They can do that?"
Yep, that was
great. In general, like the climax of this whole crossover was I don't know what's on a rooftop either, Roland. I don't know. I can't give you anything there. But what happened on that rooftop was phenomenal. I had so much fun. There's so many good power shots. Just the little slow-mo shots when you see Barry running around, it just looked fantastic. It was like a fanboy's wet dream.
Mm-hmm. I am annoyed. I'm with Roland here. I'm annoyed that Arrow was wanting Supergirl to stay behind. That's the whole point of her being here is to help.
Oh,
why are you being a weird prick?
My note was Oliver's need for pushback cost us Supergirl. That's bullshit.
Yep.
Yeah, I wish she had been there even longer. But it did get us the line about Barry asking Oliver, like, "What did you say to Kara earlier?" Because she seemed pretty angry. I didn't even know she was capable of being angry.
Mm-hmm.
Which,
Ollie's a dick.
Yeah, I mean, he's a dick. But then, she swoops in, she saves him. I mean, I don't know if he was actually going to die, depending on how many arrows he's got left, because he's got a couple of nifty ones, like that parachute.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a man that is prepared to, like, fall off a roof, often, actually. But, still, they seemed cool after she saved him. And it was great to see their little talk later.
It'd be kind of fun to see him jump off the roof and go to shoot his arrow and be like, "Ah!" and, like, he falls to his death. And, like, he falls to his death, and they're like, "Oh, what? He does it all the time." And then, like, Diggle's like, "Not with the sun in his eyes. Not with the sun in his eyes."
There was glare. The glare has cost me my friend. Oh, this is a fourth wall joke, right? It's got to be. I mean, it has to be. Ray, when, like, Supergirl walks away in this little after party thing, when Supergirl walks away, Ray says, "She really looks like my cousin." Please tell me that's a Superman Returns fourth wall thing.
It is a Superman Returns fourth wall joke.
Okay, thank God, because it was so much more valuable there as like a no. What did I miss? Well done, writers. The whole scene at that party was pretty great. Like I just enjoyed a lot of it. Even getting to watch Kara get a little gangster with the politics there. Like, I've just been talking to the president, and you're going to Antarctica.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was good. Like just all of the little interactions, the little talk with those three, and like Supergirl saying like everything, even up to the group hug was just it was heartwarming.
Yeah.
And I really, really hope after she said it that her Earth does have an Oliver Queen.
Mm-hmm. So they kind of dropped a strange visitor from another planet line, which was nice, old school call back to Superman.
There was the more powerful than a locomotive earlier. There was a good bit of lip service. But
absolutely,
as satisfying as the whole like episode and then crossover was, I think the bar scene with Oliver and Barry might have been the most satisfying thing I've seen in like in seasons worth of television out of these shows. That was just, it was nice to see them like just grab a damn drink.
Yeah. Life would have been happy, but not full.
Right? Nowhere close.
That was rough. I mean, everybody knows I'm a big crybaby on these shows.
We do that.
I did. I rolled a tear. When he said that.
I mean, I kind of laughed though. It was like, if the world wasn't being threatened, what else would we do? And then you'd like cut to a bar. Oh yeah, you grab a damn drink, guys. You don't have to save the world every time. You can just like watch a movie. And their little banter, like I'm gonna catch you next time. And it's like first time. What did he say? Like first time was a tie. I was like, and the second time there were no witnesses. The second time.
Yeah.
And like says it into his beer. Like, come on, dude.
I love that Cisco's decision to save that Dominator caused the secondary Dominator invasion.
Yep.
I loved this whole time I was mad at Barry, and now I'm the one who messed with time.
Yep.
Damn, dude.
I just wanted to make things better.
Wonderful. Now, it did bother me that the Dominators haven't evolved their technology since the 1950s.
It didn't look like they needed too much. I mean, that's some damn good tech.
Yeah, it's just being cocky.
Don't rest on your heels there, Dominators.
And now we don't have to have like any kind of real reason for Supergirl to show up. She could just show up but she probably won't.
Yeah, I'm happy with that device. Like, we don't have to have a big thing happen.
We'll have the musical later this season.
Yeah, that'll be good. But it doesn't have to be like a big world-ending thing. That'd be nice if we could just have a little popover every now and then. Like, I love the big, I'm again rooting for four whole parts next year. But I love the big crossovers. Mm-hmm. But I'm also delighted every time somebody just pops over to another show for a scene. Mm-hmm. That's enough sometimes. And it's nice that it doesn't have to be a world-ending thing for Supergirl to like hop over and go, "Hey, I saw this, blah 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 blah." Or even she said it had Cisco gave her like communications in there too, so she can just pop in and talk to him now.
Yeah, which is awesome.
I mean, how much would you love to like? They're in Star Labs and they get a phone call from Supergirl like, "Hey, how y'all doing?" Mm-hmm. Doesn't even have to be deep. Just a little bit of banter. Just checking in. Okay, Superman's here. I gotta go.
Importantly, though, like this is like this could be, if they did it correctly, on the level of what they did with Star Trek Voyager. At a certain point in the show, they got close enough to home that they could contact home, so they could actually talk to people, and we could find out what was happening in the Alpha Quadrant, which was really the most interesting part of the show, because screw Star Trek Voyager. But they could also exchange technology and ideas on how to like alter their engines and whatnot. And guess what? Supergirl just planted the seed for the DEO. Mm-hmm. Like, she suggested the DEO over on Earth 1. So DEO is going to be over there as well. And,
who said it had to be Supergirl that uses the device? Like, I would be way up for Alex or John to be the guy that, like, pops over and helps Earth 1 start their DEO. Like, well, guys, these are the tricks we use. Mm-hmm. In fact, they're way more qualified to pop over and help train. Mm-hmm. You get Martian. You'd get Martian that way, wouldn't you?
Yeah. You might. I would be okay with a crossover where it's just an episode of Arrow and it's just Guardian running around with them.
Oh, he'd be great too. Let Wynn and Felicity play. Mm-hmm. I mean, you can just see him walking into the Arrow computer lab there and just looking around going, "Oh my God, I just have a van. I've got to upgrade." Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and I have to mention this. Actually, I didn't notice it at first. My girlfriend Bethany noticed it. The part where they jump in time and Felicity's just yelling out jargon, just yelling out gibberish.
Yeah, she can't speak.
Yeah, one of the things she says in gibberish, she just yells out Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra.
I heard exactly that, but I have no idea what it means.
That is from an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation called Darmok, where
Of course it is.
Picard and an alien captain are stranded on a planet, and they have to fight an invisible enemy, and they don't speak each other's language. The universal translator can only get bits and pieces of this alien's language, so they have to, like, through understanding and cooperation, learn to work together to defeat this invisible enemy. And the alien captain keeps saying Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra. It's like this story, this parable he's trying to, like, convey to Picard. So yeah,
of course it is.
And I even got Bethany a shirt with Captain Picard playing a guitar, and the captain playing the alien captain playing a guitar, and it says Darmok and Jalad at Tanagra.
That's where I knew it. I've watched some TNG, but I really did. I mean, it's just whatever was on syndication. That's where it was. You've shown me that T-shirt you got her.
Yeah, Picard and Captain Dathan on the shirt playing guitars. Yep. But yeah, great little callback to Next Generation, and had to mention that.
So,
but I think I'm done.
Yeah, the only thing I had left was
you got anything?
I mean, fantastic episode, just all around. But the only line that I even wrote down that I really loved was, like, they're talking to the FBI guy. I never did catch his name, or even if he's FBI, but I'm just gonna call him that.
I think she called him Smith.
Sure, Smith works.
Kara.
So Smith, Barry's talking to him. I just love the way Barry gets up in his face. Like, we were trying to help you. This is how you think us. Mm-hmm. It's fun to see Barry get a little fierce every now and then. That was just one of those little moments.
Right.
But yeah, I didn't have much more. It was just fucking fantastic. I really loved it. I mean, I would like another one, please, next year, if you don't mind.
Please.
Everybody that was there had good use. It really didn't feel like anybody got left behind. Like, if you were there, you got at least a few good shots. Just really enjoyed the shit out of it.
Yeah, it was great.
Dominators look good. I don't know.
Oh yeah, and Supergirl referred to them as Earth's mightiest heroes.
Yeah, that's right.
That's the Avengers tagline. Yeah. You guys just slid your dicks right into that one.
Yeah, great speeches, great story, great
I can't wait. In the Flash, they were talking about the Hall of Justice. It's not called that yet, but they were talking about it, and they were like, "It's this hall, this
it's like a hangar,
hangar, yeah." And they're like, "You have to do something with that." Yes, they do. Yes, they do. Like, man, by this time next year, I want that Hall of Justice open, operational. I want like
full
a teleportation
kitchen staff,
pad.
man. I
like,
want this thing up and going.
Super good. I want like a teleportation area where like Supergirl can pop in. That's like, you know, attenuated to her little device. Mm-hmm. I want a trophy room.
Yeah.
I want it all.
You want quarters, everybody.
Bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's in our fantasy where they just roll all these shows into like one Justice League series.
Yeah. In fact, cancel Legends of Tomorrow. Roll it into like a Justice League show.
No, we've pitched that before. Like, Arrow's only got a couple more seasons. But just
call it Hall
of
Justice.
Like, you let Arrow run out, and you let Arrow and Legends run out at the same time. Let Flash finish telling its story, and then you roll them all into like the Justice League series at the end, where like Arrow retires, kind of, but not really. So he's part of the Justice League, so you only see him sometimes.
Right.
Oh, it's a good way to keep it all going. These things can't last forever.
What you do, you cancel Legends, turn it to a show just called Hall of Justice. : The Brave and the Bold. Every week, while there might be an overarching story, we can have, you know, an alternate universe Flash, because we could turn this into, because they have the little device and they know how to jump worlds now, they could actually do a thing where like it becomes like the hub for the multiverse, and through that location we can play with like alternate Olivers, alternate Barrys. We can play with all sorts of crap.
You can get as many Tom Cavanaughs as you want.
Fantastic idea. I thought of it, so of course I think that. Actually, I'm pretty self-deprecating, but I think that's a fantastic idea. Because you're
standing by this one.
I'm standing by it. But that's all. That's all I've got. You got anything else? You done?
Nope.
Love this shit. eating it up with a spoon. DCOnscreen.com.
We got one more of these for the mid-season, right? Or next week is the mid-season, so.
Yeah, next week is the mid-season for Flash, Arrow, and Legends, I believe. So we're going to be coming back next week with that. We're going to be coming back probably Tuesday, I would imagine, with 2 news episodes, one for the films, one for the DC TV.
I can tell you right now, the DC TV one's going to involve mentioning that they got some serious ratings out of this.
They did. So DCOnscreen.com for all the episodes. You can find us on iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play. Go subscribe to get every episode. And we're part of the Giant Size Team Up Network. GiantSizeTeamUp.com for the Marvel Cinematic Universe podcast, Breaking the Panel, Blazing Defender Report, Booze and Phasers, all those great shows. And we're a proud member of the Batman Podcast Network as well. We're on Twitter, Facebook, DC on Screen. One word, guys. And until next time, keep some DC on your screen.